It's nothing to do with North India, South India, West India, East. It is, we are Indians. And we need to feel proud of that. England is so illustrious, but England were invaded by the Vikings, and the Europe was in the dark ages during the 9th century. They had nothing going on. So don't you think we should celebrate history?
After multiple decades and attempts by several creators, Ponniyin Selvan 1, the dream project by Ratnam, has finally materialized and is released in theatres. In a country that is expanded upon various dynasties across Indian history, from the Rajput and Maratha kingdoms to even some of the reigns of the Mughal Empire, it comes as a breath of fresh air, especially for those who are history buffs, that the Chola kingdom is being expanded upon through a two-part film. As I have told you all as I spoke about the teaser and trailer of the film, I've been absolutely obsessed with the written material of this world, the English translation by C.V. Karthi and the audiobook that has been beautifully narrated by Amit Bhargav, which is available on Spotify. I often wonder that if I have this childlike wonder and obsession with the politics and characters of Ponniyin Selvan, how Tamil literary enthusiasts and film fans must be feeling, as the subject matter is so deeply rooted in most of your childhood and culture. This is an emotional day for most Tamil film fans, as the subject matter of the film has been passed down through generations, and to see those same characters take shape and form and appear on the big screen is something that I'm sure has always been dreamt of. While I acknowledge and respect this experience, as I sat in a packed theatre with the Tamil film fan base which swarmed in with their parents and grandparents, it's also important to acknowledge that beyond the state of Tamil Nadu, there is also a film-going audience, a huge number that is not privy to the written material and is going for this film with a clean slate. This is important to understand and acknowledge, as I will be discussing the merits and demerits of the film. The film looks at the illustrious Chola kingdom and the vast influence that it had in the southern part of India, expanding to countries like Sri Lanka, Maldives and Southeast Asia. An aging Sundara Chola, played by Prakash Raj, is at the throne, and everyone has their eyes on the influential dynasty and the power that comes with that position. The biggest threat being the rising Pandyas, who want nothing but the decimation of the Chola Empire, and a rightful heir to the throne within the kingdom waiting for years for this right opportunity. The film's narrator, or who guides the story along, is Vandiyathevan, played by Karthi, the prince of the Vanar clan that is extremely smart and has immense pride in his stature and ability. He is basically the eyes and ears of understanding the threats against the Chola kingdom and understanding the changing dynamics across kingdoms. The three children of the Chola kingdom are played by Vikram, Trisha and Jayam Ravi, who have distinct personalities, some of which include political administration in the form of Trisha's character, the sheer bravery and ability as a warrior in the case of Aditya Karikalan, played by Vikram, and the next in line to the throne of the Chola kingdom. Jayam Ravi as Raja Chola has more of a coming-of-age arc in the first part of the film, exploring his conquest in Sri Lanka and understanding his unique origin story and threats to his life, really going into full gear only in the second part. And the big surprise being the role of Nandini, played by Aishwarya Rai, and her past history with Aditya Karikalan and how it ties into her motivations in the current timeline. Here's me telling you the good and bad aspects of the film so that you guys can ultimately decide whether to watch Ponniyin Selvan in theatres or not. Production design, cinematography and costumes. The film definitely is a visual treat, and seeing it on IMAX was a beautiful feast for the eyes. Just seeing the first frame of Aditya Karikalan riding his horse through the cloud of smoke looking as graceful as ever, we were all geared up for this extravaganza. Ravi Varman, the masterful eyes, assisted brilliantly by production designer Totta Tarani and the exquisite costumes by Eka Lakhani. You're looking at a dream team collaborating together to make sure that we are transported 1000 years from now and still lend such a contemporary quality to each frame. Mani Ratnam had beautifully described how each frame in this film has been intentionally not made out to be picture perfect and spotless. The imperfections in the surroundings is what lends to its rustic, raw and real quality. This was especially true as I saw sequences like the song Soul performed by Vanati and Vandiyathevan, or even the case of Nandini and her palatial quarters. There is a brilliant touch to not forcefully making the frames look pristine and spotless, and this is where it differentiates itself from the Bansali school of thought. If one really wants to showcase muck and filth, Mani Ratnam doesn't shy away from showing it as it is, whereas Bansali still has the ability to make even muck in some way look cinematic. Clunky action sequences. There is absolutely no doubt in my mind that the action sequences of Ponniyin Selvan are clunky and shot in an extremely rudimentary fashion. This is disappointing, especially knowing the sheer investment and time that has gone into making this film. The action sequence with Vikram in the introduction is the only one that had a marginal impact, as it showcased an agile and quick on his feet Vikram, actually coming across as a capable warrior. The war sequence in Lanka introducing Ponniyin Selvan, the duel between Vandiyathevan and him, the horribly staged rescue sequence by an elephant, a lot of the moments of combat absolutely leave no impact. There are too many jump cuts and blows shared between characters, and when the audience is already privy to such marvelous action sequences and duels on the big screen, one can only conclude that Ponniyin Selvan and its moments of combat are only forgettable. Contemporary themes, music, and a celebration of history. The most relevant aspect of a story like Ponniyin Selvan is that while it is set 1000 years ago, it never comes across as dated or a period piece one will not resonate with. You're looking at aspiration, guilt, jealousy, ego, love, and betrayal all created in a beautiful concoction with the backdrop of the Chola Empire, and it accounts for really fascinating characters and motivations. The political conspiracies and ulterior motives of the people in this world is what makes it so special, rather than OP or mass moments, because this is essentially not that film. I think A.R. Rahman really did contribute some great numbers, from Poni Nadi to Chola Chola, but you know what's my biggest gripe in this film? It is the most interesting when one is understanding the personalities and relationships. When exposition does take place, you really get invested in the world of Ponniyin Selvan and in the journey of Vandiyathevan, and the attempt to condense such dense material. I wished for more dialogue expanding on, say, Nandini's relationship, Aditya Karikalan's obsession, Ponniyin Selvan's origin mystery. I understand that a lot of the movie is set up for part 2, but it would have really accounted for making those who are not privy to the subject matter even more interested in what lies ahead. Visual effects and score. The visual effects, especially in multiple sequences of combat, are extremely generic, not really providing a visual as if the background is a real location but computer generated, especially being a sore to the eye when you see the film on the big screen. In an age where the visual effects have taken over films, I definitely look back at the visuals of, say, Ashutosh Govarikar's Jodha Akbar and remember how it was probably one of the most beautiful looking films I've seen in a long time. I also have to say that while I did enjoy A.R. Rahman's music, I really felt that the score could have been utilized better during some dramatic moments. It's almost as if the score is softened through some of the most interesting moments in the film, and it perplexed me more than anything else. The score and its impact with Nandini's character really works well, but it's not the same case with sequences of battle. Fascinating characters. There is not an actor in this film that I feel did not mold themselves into the characters. You have the agile and riddled with anger and guilt Aditya Karikalan, played exceptionally well by Vikram, who I think is not getting enough credit. Trisha is Kundavai, protective of her brothers and wary of the influence and threats to the empire. She looks absolutely stunning, by the way. I am not privy to Jayam Ravi's work before this, but he is formidable as Ponniyin Selvan, having a confident and towering presence that does lend a sense of awe regarding his character. Aishwarya Rai, even in the small moments, really took the cake for me. She absolutely looks ethereal, and you understand why Vandiyathevan is almost speechless as he sees her. She only has one goal in mind, has this conniving presence, and it's all communicated through her eyes. A character really any woman would dream of playing, and Aishwarya is just the right fit for her. It is, however, Karthi as Vandiyathevan that is the true hero of this film, lending a devilish charm to the character, his comic timing, him being unexplainably drawn to beautiful women on the journey, his loyal and quick thinking that makes him survive such a treacherous journey. He really comes across as the best part of the film. I understand why the audience, especially in the North Belt, are split about this film, as there was an expectation in their minds about the film that they were going for. By the way, the expectation is what actually kills the experience of a movie like this. Thinking that they are going to be handed over insane visuals with a roaring background score, the type of cinema that they are used to seeing post the pandemic. It's true that the attention span for films like Ponniyin Selvan has reduced, but one has to understand the criticism for people coming with a clean slate, and those calling the people with the criticism stupid or uncultured is not fair. The same argument that most people are using for Ponniyin Selvan regarding one being privy to the subject matter or the book written by Clunky is the same thing that people say for mid-projects of Marvel on how homework regarding several movies and shows should have been done by the audience for context, which is actually not fair for the masses who should have been invested through the storytelling in the film, not having to do a bunch of contextual homework. People defending the film as a masterpiece and those saying that it's a straight up boring film are the two extremes regarding this film that I just don't relate to, as I lie somewhere in the middle, appreciative of the vision, cast and thought, but critical of the screenplay and execution of action set pieces. I respect Mani Ratnam for making his dream a reality with Ponniyin Selvan, but there is merit to the argument that this subject was better fit as a series than a two-part movie with too many characters and too many subplots, especially for an audience member just introduced to this universe. And that was the video, guys. Write down in the comments below what you thought about the movie. Please don't forget to follow me on Instagram, the handles are right in front of you. Follow me at JammyPants4. Also, please support us by smashing the like button and subscribing to our channel for weekly content ahead. Thank you for watching.